p.m. conversation on the show. This very fine and cool Wednesday. It's officially started. It's the midweek edition. I think I have a thing for that. I'm sure I have a thing for Friday editions. Maybe midweek as well. As best as they possibly can. Congratulations. The curfew has been lifted in Rivers State. Yes, it has. Effective today. The governor did mention this yesterday in a statewide broadcast. Effective today, the 7th, curfew has been lifted. So congratulations to everyone, and especially business owners. It's been a pretty tough time for them, no doubt about that, even though the curfew was for security reasons, to ensure the safety of lives and property. It's also comforting to know that the security concerns that the government had for imposing the curfew, those concerns are no longer there, or at least not as, might I say, deepened as they were when the curfew was put in place. So that should make anyone feel even more comfortable as well. So, once again, as the governor listed also, we do have a responsibility to play as citizens. Everyone does. Security is everyone's business. Let's be conscious of our environment. Let's play our roles as far as ensuring the safety of not just ourselves, but others around us also. And to the security agents and agencies as well. As you always try to remind us every now and then, security is everyone's responsibility. You cannot do your jobs effectively without cooperation from civilians, from the citizenry. So if you want that cooperation, if you want citizens to look out for you as you're looking out for them, then there has to be synergy, and there has to be trust. There has to be mutual respect. Police officers cannot make it a hobby to slap civilians, to manhandle them, to maltreat them, to steal from them, to rob them, to torture them, and you expect the same civilians to provide information to you, to even provide information that might even save your own life. As security personnel, it doesn't work that way. The police, they say, is your friend. It's about time the police starts to act like they're the friends of the citizens, because I think it's safe to say that so far they haven't been acting like friends at all. Far from it, actually. Maybe even the exact opposite of that in certain circumstances, at least. So, anyways, welcome once again. And I know that, yes, you've been out of circulation maybe for a while, especially things you may do in the after dark hours. Be responsible with it as you go about having fun today. It's Wednesday. The proverbial or the very popular ladies' night does happen on Wednesdays. So I imagine that some of the recreational centers and areas might be packed full tonight. Do remember to be responsible and basically be responsible, and stay safe as well. Welcome once again, it's Hans Fact. A few matters we're going to be discussing on the show today, absolutely so, and we'll get to them one at a time. I do have side comments coming up shortly, random stories, random thoughts. I'll be expressing some thoughts in those. They are not up for discussion at this time, a reminder, but possibly during the open season segment, I'll take your thoughts on those at that time. I've got as well a round coming up shortly, expressing my thought on some issue. I'd like to get your take on mine as well until about 4 o'clock. Before we've got the business news coming up. Yes, we do business news. And after that, Canvas and Niger Delta Roundtable is up today. It's a Wednesday. Every Wednesday we talk the growth and development of the Niger Delta. We do that some other days also, but specifically we've camped out an hour, courtesy SPDC, every Wednesday for about 4 years now, to have this conversation. Today, the topic, reviving the reading and creative culture in the Niger Delta. My guest, passionate educationist, Anita Ekwe-Digwe, will join me for that conversation. In the 4 o'clock hour, taking us to 5, and we've got the news update coming up. And after that, State Police Scale second reading. Yes, you heard right. This version from the Premium Times is captioned, Bill on State Police Scale second reading in the House. And the story goes, the House of Reps has passed for second reading a bill seeking the creation of state police. Bill sponsored by Luke Anofio, representing PDP Akwa Ibom, was considered by the House and passed for second reading on Tuesday during plenary. The bill seeks to amend the 1999 Constitution and make police a concurrent issue in the Constitution, which will allow states to create and maintain police. So I'd like to get your take on this. What impact will state police have on the country if this does see the light of day and becomes law? I'll get your take on that as well. Headlines 5:30, major news at 6, and open season comes up afterwards. So that's the show today. So to keep the ball rolling right now, how about some side comments? Once again, random stories and thoughts, which will not be discussed now. I'd like to start by congratulating and wishing the chairman of Ikwerre local government area, Mr. Samuel Wanasike, a happy birthday. It's his birthday today, I gathered. Congratulations to the chairman. Wish him the very, very best. You've come a long way, I suppose. And I wish for you that the future is brighter and you record even greater successes as well. For yourself, for your family, and for the people that you represent. Congratulations once again to Ikwerre local government chairman. Happy birthday to Samuel, Mr. Samuel Wanasike. Alright, so all the matters that caught my attention earlier today, of course a reminder which will not be discussed at this time. Now, clubhouses in Port Harcourt are counting their losses as the curfew imposed in Rivers State ends today. The curfew put in place by the Rivers State government in April grounded nightlife from 8:30 p.m. when most fun activities begin. And the club owner spoke to our correspondent. Here's what said club owner had to say at the moment. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I think I made a mistake over here. So this should be the right one. Oh, here we are.
When the person decides to come after work, traffic will delay the person before you could realize what's happening. The person probably will come for your party like say 6. Before the person will say give me water, it's 7. And before the person will even drink the water, it's 8. And it becomes a big blow to the business. When such things happen, it's more or less like you didn't open, because the cost of running generator is nothing to write home about. Then if you factor the daily rentage and all into the whole equation, automatically you will know that you are running at a heavy loss.
Oh, something I'd like to point out about this club owner statement.
When the person decides to come after work, traffic will delay the person before you could realize what's happening. The person probably will come for your party like say 6. Before the person will say give me water, it's 7.
Okay, why should it take an hour for me to get water? If I get to your place at 6 p.m. and I ask for water, and the water does not arrive till 7 o'clock, I'm never coming there again. On a lighter note, really. But I wonder what kind of analogy that is. Why would it take an hour for me to get water? But I think I do understand what the club owner is saying anyways. And I'd like to reiterate, for those who are going to bowl tonight, do take it easy, all right? The coffee is over, okay? There'll be many more nights to bowl. You don't need to bowl tonight like bowling is going out of fashion or like bowling is going to be banned tomorrow. So just take it easy. And also, residents of Port Harcourt are happy the curfew ends today, following the announcement of Governor Wike in a state broadcast yesterday. Some Port Harcourt residents took to social media to express joy using various memes. And others hope it will improve the traffic situation in the state. A 2-month curfew, which will be lifted today, was imposed following attacks on security personnel. I have a strong feeling that the traffic situation might improve somewhat, as road users, motorists, won't have to rush to get to their destination before 8:30, so that our gallant officers will not embarrass them on the roads. Fresh applicant to the 64-page international passport pay up to 45,000 naira, as against the official cost of 35,000 naira, as age-long passport racketeering continues in Nigeria Immigration Service. Our correspondent visited the NIS office around Mile 1, Port Harcourt today and observed that the money is usually paid to agents who are either NIS officials or individuals who not see it as their business. But of course, government will never say this, and the officials will tell you that they don't know anything about it. It is not they are men. It is not their people who are doing this. And if you were to speak to an NIS official or representative or spokesperson, you probably hear something like this. They say, we have been telling Nigerians, we have been telling that don't patronize touts. So that's the problem. Nigerians don't listen. How many times do we want to say it? Don't patronize touts. The process is very. You can check the NIS website. We have a website. Check the NIS website. The process is there. The process is very simple. You fill in your details. Details that we need. The website is very user friendly. The user interface is very user friendly on the website. Is user interface friendly. You key in your details. Once you type in your details, you can process the details on the website. Then you make your payment on the details on the user friendly interface of the website, and then you come over for capturing. It's easy. We tell Nigerians, don't patronize touts. They will not listen. In spite of the huge investment that this government has made in making user-friendly interface, where you just key in your details on the user-friendly interface website, and you come for capturing. We tell them. They tell them. Yeah, but, oh well. Oh, let's see. What else caught my attention today? Oh yeah, the murder trial for the 4 dismissed ICRAC police officers accused of killing Chima Ekunado, whom they initially gave blood sugar before the whole world discovered that they killed him, allegedly, has been adjourned. Now, this is after the prosecution team, on resumption of the matter, demanded an adjournment to enable them present a third witness to give evidence. I hope that the prosecution is not going to bungle this whole matter. Why are you seeking adjournment again? Why didn't you get your witness early enough? They need to know you're going to go to court. Anyways, the case was moved to July 23. It will also come up on August 12 and 17. The 4 dismissed ICRAC police officers, Ayogo Fidelis, A.K. Chibuzo, Egbunefu Felix, and Rose Georgewill. I believe that will be Sergeant Rose, the head of the tactical squeezing unit, a standing trial before Justice Florence Fiberisima for the murder of Chima Ekunado and the torture of 4 other Ikoku mechanics. Well, we're all hoping that justice will be served in this matter, and and the family, and the Ekunado family will get some closure. We're all waiting. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So let's see. Was there anything else that caught my attention today as I checked out the news? Let's see. Aim to hear some funny sounds if you have. I think I have to wrap up this segment at this time, and a reminder once again to a CP, a Book of Friday, the Commissioner of Police, River State, to rein in your children. Rein in your children. Nigerians are not the enemy. If you have problems fueling your vehicles, Nigerians are not the problem. If you cannot afford to feed your children as a police officer, Nigerians are not the ones that are the problem. If you have to buy buttons for your uniforms, Nigerians are not the ones holding the money for your buttons. The honorables and excellencies that you are helping their wives to buy tomatoes in the market are the ones who are holding the money for your buttons, not Nigerians. Stop beating Nigerians. Stop maltreating Nigerians. Stop torturing Nigerians. Stop stealing from them. Stop robbing them. Stop slapping them. Stop killing them. They are not the ones that are holding back your money. They're not the ones that are paying you little or nothing and making you stay in dirty, uninhabitable barracks. Nigerians are not the ones who are doing that. Honorable and Excellency is the one doing that. Alright, so if there's anyone that, nobody should be slapped, but if you must slap someone, try slapping an Excellency for one side, or an Honorable. And ask them to give you money for button, or money for guns, or money for bullets. because Nigerians are not the ones who are holding that money back. So please talk to your children, your boys, some of them crackheads, to do their jobs professionally when they are dealing with civilians. And Your Excellency, apologies, I know it's taken a while, but I will soon get back to reminding you of critical matters, since, of course, I'm your self-appointed Senior Special Advisor. I'll remind you of critical matters. All right, so 3. I go for a break now. When I return, we delve into the subject matter of today's rant. But did I get any, just a moment, did I get any messages a while ago? Okay, I've got a message here. Hello, Di. I was in a particular place in GRA. I mean, in an exquisite eatery in GRA. Before they even attended to me, it took 30 minutes. When they attended to me, that I should take my request, they apologized and asked me to vacate the reserved table where I was seated. Between the time of transfer to another table and when they served me dessert, 1 hour was gone. They came again, saying it's because of curfew that I should be patient. To cut the long story short, I finished the dessert and quietly vacated the eatery. They didn't even bother, as they were yet to serve my request. Fisherman soup. That's from God's Power, Igwe. Oh wow! I hope you're not going there again. I really hope you're not going there today, or ever again. Obinna says we will bowl heavily today before the governor changes his mind. Don't worry, His Excellency will not change his mind. At least not anytime soon. Right, so that's it. I go for a break. When I return, the round comes up. Please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Rumosi office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817-001-8162. That's 0817-001-8162.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me. I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it. What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money?
This is Nigeria Info in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Diode.
Welcome back. It's Hard Fact 9213 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Diode. 29 going past 3 p.m. I'd like to rant for just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I'll be expressing some thoughts on it, and you're welcome to express your thoughts and mine all the way till 4 p.m. The year 2023, it's around the corner. It's definitely coming. And it will be here sooner than we expect. But it is a significant year, as every other year is, but maybe even more significant for Nigeria and Nigerians. Because 2023 is maybe even a magical year of sorts. We're having general elections in the year 2023. And almost like happened in the year 2019 when we had general elections, and it was seemingly a magical year as well, where Nigerians were supposed to make major choices that was going to improve the quality of their lives and alter the direction in which the country was headed in some positive way. But sadly, it did not happen because there were distractions. If there is one thing that Nigerian politicians, in my estimation, have mastered the art of doing, it is distracting Nigerians. And unfortunately, in my opinion, Nigerians always get distracted. by the shenanigans put up by the ruling class, the honorables and the excellencies. 2023 is approaching. I mean, there is not a shadow of doubt that Nigeria is plagued with problems, a lot of problems that need fixing. But as with any problem-solving quest, you must be able to first identify what the problem is. It doesn't matter if you get the best consultants. It doesn't matter if you spend a lot of money. If the process that you have employed to fix a situation does not first identify the problem, it doesn't matter what activities take place. It doesn't matter how much is spent. It doesn't matter how high profile the consultant is. It doesn't matter how big the consulting firm is. Even if they're the biggest consulting firm in the whole wide world, if they cannot first identify what the problem is or the problems are, every other thing will be entirely ineffective and utterly inconsequential. So Nigeria has a lot of problems. What is going to solve these problems? What is the solution to these problems? A lot of Nigerians, I perceive, feel that at the moment there is not much that can be done to change the narrative, because the honorables and the excellencies desire that the status quo remains. They're not in a hurry to fix the situation. They're not in a hurry to buy bullets for the police. That's why the police will keep slapping you, because they want to collect money from bullets for you. They're not in a hurry to fix, a lot of the problems bedeviling the nation. So Nigerians are hoping that come 2023, a lot of Nigerians, I believe, are hoping come 2023 they can choose for themselves people that they believe have not only their interests at heart, but also have the capacity to fix the problems plaguing this country and steer this country in the right direction. So, but what are the honorables and excellencies doing? Because while some Nigerians, or a lot of Nigerians, are getting ready for 2023, do not be deceived. Honorables and excellencies are also getting ready for 2023 as well. And unsurprisingly, in my estimation, they have come up with yet another distraction. And that distraction is that what the country needs is a southern president. Southern governors call for power shift to south. It's a story in The Nation. I believe other papers have similar headlines as well. Here's a bit of that story. Power should shift to the south in 2023. South state governors have said. The call is the highlight of decisions at the bipartisan meeting, the second in 2 months, held in Lagos yesterday. It was the first time that governors across party lines took such a joint decision on the state of the nation. The position found convergence with a similar call by some governors in the north, such as Aminu Mesari, Katsina, Babagana Zulum, Borno, Nasir El-Rufai, Kaduna, and Abdullahi Gambaje Kano. Former Borno State Governor, Senator Kashim Shettima, has also convinced power shift to the north. And I ask the question, is that the problem that Nigeria has? Is the problem that the president comes from the north? Is Nigeria's problems going to simply disappear? Are the problems going to be fixed just because Nigerians voting a southerner as governor, as president in 2023? Is the problem that Nigeria faces right now the fact that the president of the country is a northerner? Is that the problem? And as far as I'm concerned, the very easy answer to that, and it's not a difficult answer for me to give, is no, that's not a problem. That is not Nigeria's problems. If you look throughout the entire country, throughout north, south, east, west, or north, south, let's use the north-south dichotomy. Do we have proper leadership in this country, whether in the north or in the south? Is there something that southern leaders are doing that northern leaders are not doing? all of the deficiencies of governance in this country, all of the lapses and failures of leadership and governance in this country, is it a northern thing? When it comes to the failure of governance and leadership, are southern leaders or southern governors or southern leaders, let's leave that leadership, are southern leaders in whatever category or sphere or space, are they not guilty of those lapses and deficiencies as well? Why is it that when it comes to padding the budgets by the National Assembly, there is no north-south dichotomy? When it comes to the interest of the ruling class, of the political elite, there is no north-south dichotomy. When it comes to allocating billions for this and billions for that, there is no north-south dichotomy. When it comes to the failings, once again, of leadership and governance in Nigeria at every level, there is no north-south dichotomy. But 2023 is approaching, and all of a sudden, once again, Nigerians are being distracted with some kind of dichotomy. Once again, the divide and rule tactic distracts them. The problem is north. It's north versus south. If we make the south the president, or is southern not the president, the problems are going to vanish. But truly, will they vanish? Will the problems disappear just because a southerner is president? And yes, you know, a lot of people will throw around rhetoric and conspiracy theories. Oh, there's a northern agenda, there is a Fulani agenda. And I'm not going to go much into that. So maybe some people do have an agenda. Maybe some northerners do have an agenda. Maybe some Fulanis do have an agenda. But to what extent does that agenda even benefit people in the north? The highest number of out-of-school children in Nigeria are in the north. The highest number of maternal mortality rates in the country is in the north. The highest levels of insecurity in the country is in the north. The highest level of children being kidnapped from schools is definitely, obviously, in the north. Every negative indices in this country is highest in the north. Does this disprove that some northerners may have an agenda? No, it doesn't disprove that. But what I'm saying is, do the northerners even get a good deal? Have the northerners really? And I'm not talking about northerners in government. I'm talking northerners, citizens of this country. Have they gotten a fair deal just because a northerner is the president? The answer is a very simple one also, an obvious, huge capital N-O. So, by the way, if we are to go with the rhetoric or the narrative that having a northern president is the problem, and Nigeria's problems are going to be fixed once we have a southern president, what that means is, inevitably, a southern president will come, a southern president will go, and after that, we will then have a northern president. Does it mean that the problem will then come back? So while the southern president is there, the problems will be fixed. And then when the northern president returns, he will bring back the problems. Because that is exactly what it means. If the narrative is that a northern president or a northerner's president is the problem, is the reason we're having challenges. So a southern person becomes president. He does things that presumably southerners like and want, ignoring the challenges or the problems of the north. The southerner will leave office eventually, and then a northerner will come, and then does it mean the northerner will then bring back the problems for the south, or the problems the south perceive that they have, real or imagined? And then when the northerner goes, then the southerner returns and takes those problems away, and then the northerner returns to the problems, and then the vicious cycle just continues. What we need, irrespective of where the person comes from, a northerner or a southerner, we need a nationalistic person. We need a nationalistic approach. We need a nationalistic solution to the problems of this country. not the rhetoric, not selling the divisive narrative to Nigerians that a particular set of people from a particular part of the country had a problem. A person is not a bad individual because they're a northerner. There are bad northerners and there are bad southerners. To suggest that all northerners are bad people and mean bad for the country is an extremely pedestrian and myopic point of view. The problem of Nigeria is not northerners. Yes, we have had, and maybe still have, bad northern leaders in positions, the same way as we have bad southern leaders in position as well. Is the South necessarily better than the North? Maybe in some indices, but are we truly better in the South than the North? Nigeria does not need a southerner as president. Nigeria needs an individual with capacity, an individual who's got compassion for the people, an individual who is nationalistic in nature, in mindset, in their thinking, an individual who is going to be president for every part of the country, an individual who is going to bring everyone together, who is going to harmonize the needs, desires, and wants of the people and address those concerns. That is what Nigeria needs. Not a northerner, not a southerner. Have southerners not been president, by the way? Didn't they fail as well? When we had southerners there, how well did they perform? But once again, unsurprisingly, the distractions have started. What we need is a southerner. That's what we need. And then everybody will rush, irrespective of whether the person has capacity or not. Just rush. Southerner, southerner. And then, for another 4 years, we load our phones every day and call Nigerian Info and complain about what the government is not doing. At that time, we'll find new excuses will now evolve. There won't be excuse of Northern agenda again. There won't be excuse of Fulani agenda again. There won't be the excuse of Islamization again. We will find something else. There will be a different narrative created to blame for the problems still plaguing the country. Nigeria does have problems, yes. The problem is not where the president comes from. The problem is that we have bad leadership in the north, we have bad leadership in the south, we have bad leadership in the east, we have bad leadership in the west. We need a good leader, and we can find a good leader in the north, we can find a good leader in the south, we can find a good leader in the east, we can find a good leader in the west. North or south, we can find a good leader. On that note, I end my rounds. Many thanks to listening. I sincerely hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts on mine are very welcome at this time. Do call in. Please be brief and straight to the point. Lines are open 0817-923-0002 or 0003 0817-923-0007. Live on Facebook, I presume, on facebook.com/Nigeria Info page. Also on YouTube, search for Nigeria Info page on YouTube. Also, I think that's it. WhatsApp's on 0809 030-6416. That's 0809-030-6416 via WhatsApp. I've got comments via Facebook already. Cyril Gilmained on Facebook goes, the Southern governor should go for what belongs to them. Nigeria is more like a burning fire, looking for a water truck before 7 counts. It may be required an architectural engineer to restructure its collapsed parts. I'm not sure I understand the point Cyril is making, but good to hear from you nonetheless. Via WhatsApp, spotted that, but I bet you only those with the ability to see through the gimmicks of Nigerian politicians will agree with you. To the phone lines now, I've got Deji from GRA. Deji, hello, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Dio. Okay. I think you called it right. Very unpopular opinion, but I think you're right on the money. What does confound me is how these guys tend to agree when it comes to things that benefit them personally, security votes, not giving autonomy to these guys now, the judiciary. The House United on not giving the local government autonomy. But that's one thing that we truly benefit the country. Like all of us can feel it. You will start seeing divisions because they are selfish. They are only thinking of themselves, and Nigerians really should wake up. We should really, really smell the coffee and sit through this package, because it is actually just playing to the gallery. All these things, they are trying to make it look like they are fighting for people in the South. Really, they are not. They are just trying to muddle the water so that people get distracted. And so we really should know what we want, and we should go all out for. And I think Nigerians by now should have matured beyond this level. I'm talking about the electorate now. Thank you, Dario.
You're welcome. I've got Kelvin from D9. Kelvin, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Dario, the reality in Nigeria is that whoever has power tends to favor his people. That is why in Nigeria, everybody has a picture. Somebody from my locality to be president, to be governor, whatever. That is the reality. We're not going to the point where, sometimes when you make this one, I agree with you. But that's in the Nigeria, our mentality, our level of reasoning, like as a country, we're not going to that point where we see beyond all of these sentiments.
Do you see beyond it, Kelvin? Kelvin, do you see beyond it?
Sorry? Do
you see beyond? You said that we don't see beyond it. I'm asking you as an individual, do you see beyond it?
I do, but I have to face reality too. You understand? Because if everybody else thinks a certain way, and then you are in a negligible minority, you understand?
Kelvin, when you say the appointment favors the North, what you're actually saying is the appointments favor a few northern persons. Go to the North and see what actual Northerners are facing and going through the suffering and the deprivation.
Generally speaking, this is beyond Buhari. Generally speaking, over there, because of some factors, the level of development is not as much as ours here. But that's not because of Buhari. I'm not saying that on a general level. Even that, look at Rivers State, for example. The government from Ikore is not purely supposed to that. It's just Nigerian way of doing things. When your person is in government, they tend to.
Now, if we continue that way, Kelvin.
Because Mr. President was from there. Therefore, they had a university there. If they didn't produce a president, they wouldn't have had a Tweke or Bayelsa State. We would not have had a federal university.
So is that a solution to our problems?
But I'm talking.
No, Kelvin, it's a very simple. It's a very simple question. Is that a solution to our problems? Yes or no? So we can wrap.
It is not.
Okay. All right. So Kelvin, great to hear from you then. Kelvin says it's not. And that's the whole point I'm making, by the way. That's the whole point. At the end of the day, it's not the solution to our problems. Via WhatsApp, Hector goes, to what extent has development reflected in the zoning of presidents? Even in the north where the president hails from, still remains the less developed area. When Jonathan was the president, what development impact did his presidency bring to the South-South, even to his immediate state and community? It's unfortunate that some of these people and governors insisting that the president should rotate never subscribe to rotation of governorship. River State as an example. They should stop the hypocrisy. Good afternoon. Now, is there anything wrong if a Southerner becomes the president? Can't a Southerner be nationalistic in his or her approach? Can't a Southerner have all the qualities you mentioned? If they can, I don't see anything wrong in what the governors are saying. And by the way, I am not saying that. I am not saying a Southerner cannot be president. I'm not saying a Southerner does not have these qualities that I was describing a while ago. A Southerner has it. And that's what I'm saying. If Nigerians are convinced, when the parties come up with their candidates eventually, if you are convinced that a Southerner or a candidate who is a Southerner is the best person for that position, go ahead, vote that person into office. Do not vote a person into office just because governors are telling you that it must come to the South now. That's the point, because once again, that becomes a distraction. You forget about the qualities, you forget about capacity, and you're only concerned about Southerner. I've got Onyebuchi from SARS Road. You're welcome. Go ahead. Hi.
You're actually starting this discussion from chapter 2. You see, you know the Constitution is the cause of this whole thing. You've heard about the federal character. You've heard about quota system. This is where the whole thing started. All these things bring up mediocrity in the system. You understand? So, where you should even dwell more is on this federal character and quota system thing that has watered down the quality of workforce we have in the public service. As to what the governor said about the southern region producing government, I think it's okay. If federal character is okay to introduce balance in the system, I think balancing presidential position between north and south is in order. You understand? It's in order.
I hear you, but I don't understand. But I hear you. I hear you, but I don't understand.
Yeah, so I think that is in order. I don't think it's out of selfishness. It's what it should be. That has been how power has been swinging since the return of democracy.
And has that solved?
It's even irrelevant unless it's asking for it, because it's given that is what will happen.
And has that solved? And has that solved Nigeria's problems?
Yeah, that's solved Nigeria. Yes, partly.
Oh, you were about to say no just a while ago. You change it to partly.
No, it's not partly. It's not the problem. Alienation. If you alienate a particular section, it's against the Constitution, which specifies that every sector of the country has to be given a sense of belonging. It's not part of the problem. Yes.
Okay. All right. I've got Uche from Nkwolo on the line. Uche, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Dayo.
All right, go on.
Well, the truth of this matter is that Nigeria belongs to all of us. So whether anybody likes it or not, this country, there must be everything. That's the truth of the matter. The northern part of this country, deliberately choose not to develop their area with all the power they have. It's none of our business in the south.
How developed is the south? How developed is the south? How developed is the south?
At least we can't compare
with the level no, if you have people who are completely blind somewhere, and because you can see in one eye and you're saying that makes you better, I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, the truth is that I'm from Imo State.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
The truth of the matter is
how is Imo State? I read the reports recently about some roads and flyovers that have cost 12 billion naira for about 11 years and they're not completed yet. Did you see that report, by the way? Did you see it?
Yes, I know.
Have Northerners been governors in Imo State?
We have our problem. Imo State has their problem. Okay. But when you go to Imo State, go to the remotest part of Imo State, you will not see an old woman or an elderly man that cannot hear common English, no matter how poor they are.
So the accomplishment of Imo State is that old women can hear common English. That makes Imo State better than the North.
You understand?
Okay.
But the truth remains that a section of this country cannot hold over 200 ethnic tribes at ransom, and we are pretending, and we are living in denial. Look at what happened. How many people were kidnapped in Kaduna? This zeal and the effort the security put in arresting Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday.
What does Nnamdi Kanu have to do with
What is happening in the north?
Uche,
is this our fault?
Uche, good to hear from you. I have to move on right now, though. I've got Victory. Oh, Victory's gone. Call back if you can, please. Oh, let's see. Via WhatsApp. Today's class very important. I wish the people would learn. Also via WhatsApp. In as much as I agree with you, let's not rule out the fact that, with all due respect, an average Southerner is more civilized than an average Northerner. Oh, come on. Where did you get that from? Who sells these kinds of narratives to people? An average Southerner is more civilized than an average Northerner. How many Northerners have condemned open grazing? Nigeria at this point may not or cannot afford a good leader, but we can manage a civilized Southerner That's valid for life, education, or perhaps civil. That is extremely pedestrian. When you say that an average Southerner is more civilized than an average Northerner, where is the civilization? Can you say that Southerners are more civilized than Northerners? I went to a government, a unity school. I went to a federal government college. The most brilliant student in my set, the most brilliant student in my set was a Northerner. And by the way, there were many brilliant Southerners there. Why? In fact, way more Southerners, because the school is in the south here. Federal Government College, Ogbomoso. You know, of course, the school was populated significantly more by Southerners. Why was the most intelligent or brighter student in my set a Northerner? Yeah. Let's see. Still, what's up, Dario? 250% correct. What we want is a Nigerian with power and capacity to see and provide the best minimum social amenities as it affects the commoners, and followed by building strong institutions. That's all, and it's not rocket science. I must confess that we've not been taught and modeled by our social systems to be patriotic and nationalistic. An average Nigerian is a bigot, either religious or ethnic. The only way we can cure this menace is to go past citizenship by indigenization to citizenship by residency. It all boils down to our political ideology and the constitution we operate. Nobody is nationalistic by default. The system makes them. Thank you. Via WhatsApp, OBJ couldn't rehabilitate Lagos Abeokuta Road despite being the president. Even GJ couldn't provide water for the people of Otoke despite being from there. Southern or northern president never brings any solutions. Shegun Akinpalu from Port Harcourt sent that in. Dial, even if you bring a Southerner, we will still go to the street on election morning to play football rather than go and vote. Some persons will be asked to sit at home. The problem here is we think power can just be handed over to us. It doesn't work that way. That's from Obina. Hey, Dad, the North has been worst hit during this administration. I agree Buhari has not really delivered, but neither did Jonathan during his time. Unfortunately, persons competent or seem to be are not even front runners in the major parties. North South, the governors that are shouting about power to the South have not ensured equity in their state. So they just want the choppings to go north-south without any positive changes. Daily education will help to liberate the minds of citizens. It's not going to help us. And that is the simple truth. That is the simple truth. The political elite just want the power to keep shifting between them. Okay, fine, yes, we must be South this time around, and everybody is shouting, yes, South, and then you forget the critical things. You're just busy shouting, yes, South. The North have marginalized us. They have marginalized us. They have marginalized us. He must come to South. He must come to South. Election day will come. You sit down and tell, he must come to South. Come to South. Election will come. Winner will be announced, and then bad infrastructure, bad roads, budget padding, stealing by the billions still continues. We call Nigeria for every day to complain. This government, but it's a southern president. This government, this 8 years will go. You now start hearing, oh, the southerners have ruled, the southerners have ruled, he must come back to the north, he must. And then we pass it back to the north, and then it continues. And in the next 20 years, you're still calling Nigeria for this government, one thing, they have not helped us, this government. That's not what we need. It's all distractions, that's what it is. It's all distractions. It's all distractions. All right, just about 4 o'clock, we need, the business news comes up shortly. After that, conversation will continue with Canvas and Agile Delta Roundtable. Do please stay with us.